Hello YouTube, this is Frank, and this is June the 5th, 2020, and this is my 52nd video and my 9th editor video, and today's I'll be talking about TDE 6.0, and the topic is Happy Birthday TDE, 30 years. 30 years ago that I released the first version of TDE, and TDE is descended from Doug Thomson's TDE 5.1, and today I'll be talking about TDE 6.0. And Jason Hood did a lot of work with TDE 5.1. That was all of his work, all of Jason right there. He did the syntax highlighting in his memory manager, and today I'll be talking about TDE, and I will compile TDE in Windows, Linux, and a Raspberry Pi Zero. And now, the reason I wrote TDE, I want a simple editor for code, data, and text files. I work with code and data quite a bit, and text files. I don't do a whole lot of word processing, don't do a whole lot of email, so I don't need an editor for that. I want an editor for code and data. So let's see what we got here. This is my Raspberry Pi Zero. I'll be compiling TDE on that. All right, let's see now. The TDE 6.0 will compile in Windows, and that's Windows 10 right here. But I've got it. It will compile with GCC and curses. Let me see here. And let's go over to my curses directory. TDE will compile with ncurses, pdcurses, or pdcurses mod, and I will be compiling TDE on with pdcurses. So just download the latest version of pdcurses. I've got 3.9 on my machine here. Change over to that directory and unzip it. There's a header file that we will be using. I'll show you where to put that, and just change over to the WinCon subdirectory. Oops. And it has a make file in here, and it's defaults to min GCC, so let's just change over there. Let's see. Oops. Change to pdcurses. There's pdcurses. Change over to that directory. Let's see here. Where are we at? pdcurses. Here's our WinCon that we need to go to. And let's just do a dir. And that make file, the default make file, works with GCC. So just type min GW 32 make. That's the make file for, well, the make command for min GW. Enter. All right, so now we've got a curses library. Let's see here now, and it is right here, PD curses. Hey, so let's here. File size is about 170. Was it 170 kilobytes? Let's copy that. Copy. And let's see. Oops. Let me get back to this window. Let's copy that to min GW. And I'm going to put that into lib. Nope. Yes, the lib directory. Paste it. And I'm going to, I will rename that. Let's see. I'm going to put a lib in front of that PD curses right there. You see all the other libraries, they have a lib in front of them. All right, so let's go back. One more. Now there's that, the PD curses header file, so let's copy that and go back over here. Min GW, we're going over there. Now I put the header file in this directory, in the include directory right here. And just paste it over there. Let's see, paste. All right, so we've got that set up. Now this is my TDE 6.0. Let me change over there. I've got the birthday 2021 for 30 years. Let me just change over there to that. TDE original 64. My birthday. Let's see, do a DIR. All right, let's just do a notepad on the make file. Make sure. That's kind of washed out right there. You can't see that very well. Let me just get out of that. I wonder if I can. What if I do a more on that? Oh, that's a little better. We can either choose Windows or Unix. So let's choose Windows and GCC. There's our GCC right there. So we have those commented out there. Let's go down just a little further. Now this is for curses. For Linux, we'll use N curses. For Windows, we can either use PD curses or PD curses mod. And I'm going to be using PD curses for right now. We may show you how to do the PD curses mod a little later. That's a little bit difficult. It's not very straightforward to compile. So let's see here. Give a dir. And I think we're ready to make it. NGW 32 make. Oh yeah, there we go. We're bringing TDE back to life after 30 years. All right, there we go. Let's look at it. Oops, I'm in Windows. There it is, TDE, June the 5th. All right, there's our little file chooser. Okay, so there's TDE in Windows. Let's just change over here. And I've got a virtual machine right here. Let's change over to the virtual machine. There's our directory right here. It's kind of difficult to see that. Let's just change over to the to our birthday 2021. Do an ls. Okay, let's just let's see. I wonder if we can nano that or let's list that make file. Oh yeah, this is good right here. TDE 6.0, and it'll work with GCC or C-Lang and BSD or Linux. I'll be using N curses. Earlier versions of N curses will work, but I don't think and I use the defines in 6.1, and I don't think they work very well, or they're not implemented in earlier versions. Yeah, Windows. With Windows, it will work with GCC or Open Watcom. And there's the PD curses thing. It's a little bit easier to read. Here's our choices for Unix. Just do the Unix, and you can have a choice of GCC or C-Lang. Let's see here now. These are extra flags that Jet Propulsion Lab at NASA, they recommend these other additional flags, but for right now I'll just be using the wall flag. There's the wall. And our libs, make sure. Yeah, we're using N curses, so I think we are ready. Let me see if I can quit out of here. I think we just make. Just type make. Everything is ready. There we go. And now we can do that TDE thing. Yeah, there it is. TDE, June 5th, 2021. Happy birthday, TDE. There's our file chooser. You can see it a little better on my virtual machine. I think my colors are a little bit better here. If I were to go over here, and so there's the original comments from Doug Thompson. I left all of his original comments in there. And I put my versions. There's June the 5th, 2021, version 6. Happy birthday, TDE. And this is a public domain editor. There's no license. You can use it any way you want to. Alright, so that's that was Windows. Now I've got to change Windows and Linux. That's Linux right there. Let me change over to my Raspberry Pi. Wake it up. There's our little Raspberry Pi that we're looking at right here. Let's see. I believe I have everything set up over here. Oops. Let me see if this keyboard works. Oh yeah. So let's just quit out of here, and I think we're ready to make it. Just type make. And now, yeah, then we're compiling TDE 6.0 on a Raspberry Pi Zero. It is a little bit slower than the other than my other machines, but I want to play with a Raspberry Pi though. That's a $10 computer. An ARM, the chip that's inside of there, the ARM RISC processors, they've sold about 190 billion of those little processors. So that works out to almost 25 ARM processors for every person on Earth. So yeah, now let's do the TDE. Oops, wrong keyboard. There it is. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, TDE. June 5th, 30 years. There's our little file chooser. You can go up and down the directories. All right. Just get out of that. Let me just go back over here to my machines over here. Let me see here now. I am going to go back. Okay, here's my Windows machine, Windows 10. And I just wanted to show you one thing over here. Let me see. Now I've got putty. Change over there. Now that's a terminal, a secure terminal for Windows, and I've got version 7.4 right here. So let's just pop up a window. Now I'm going to here's my Raspberry Pi Zero. I'm just going to network over there to that one. 2.168. My goodness. There we go. Now we're remoted into my Raspberry Pi Zero right there. I'm just going to minimize this window right here so we don't get too confused. So if we do a cat clock CPU, yeah, there's our Raspberry Pi Zero right there, and we could directory. Let's just change over there to TDE. There's our original TDE right here. There's my birthday TDE. And there's our executable right there, so we can do a TDE. There we go. And now we can remote into a Raspberry Pi and use my little editor, a simple editor, so I can change things, or if I'm wanting to look at some data on my Raspberry Pi Zero. So let me get out of that. And that's what I've got today. Was it is 30 years. TDE, happy birthday TDE, 30 years. And I'll put this on my Google Drive, my birthday version here, and it'll be available for download. So thank you very much for watching.